What you want, yeah. We just chillin' by the wild wise. Lemonade with the large fries. Puff twice for the calm high. Hey, what you want, yeah. Big checks make the bank bounce. Old school candy paint down. Bad chicks, they from down south. Hey, what you want, yeah.
Hello and welcome to BQ Quick Review. I'm your host, BQ. And today we are going to be doing a movie review of The Impossible. This is an older movie. I believe it came out in 2012. And yeah, this is one of those disaster movies, you know. And I was a bit skeptical on this one because I'm not very keen on disaster movies. But let's see how this one does. And yeah, this one is about a family that takes a trip to a southern Asian island resort, and a natural disaster happened. A big tsunami comes and washes this father and his family away, and yeah, they get separated. And yeah, with this movie, I've watched so many disaster movies, I'm just like, I don't know about this one. And yeah, I'm glad I watched it because this one definitely took me by surprise. You know, I was watching this. I was actually at the gym and I was watching this, and I was on a treadmill watching it. And you know, I know people were looking at me crazy because when stuff was going on, I was like, oh shit, oh my god. Yeah, there's certain stuff that's hard to look at. Whoever does the makeup and stuff like that, you know, when people are wounded and stuff, it looks like crazy. It's hard to watch. That's one thing I like about it. So that took me by surprise, you know. But yeah, most disaster movies. What I like about this one is most disaster movies, they focus on the disaster, and it seems like the disaster is chasing the main characters. But no, they don't do that with this movie. This movie is more focused on after the disaster and the family trying to find each other, you know, trying to, you know, make up of what's going on. And that's what I like about this movie. It takes a different twist and everything, and yeah, this is really good. And I like the cast, you know. There's kids casted in this movie, about 3 different kids, and you know, there's a father and there's a mother. And you know, with kids in movies, they're either going to be really terrible or they're going to be really good. In this case, they were really good. They acted their parts and they did phenomenal on what they were doing. And it was just perfectly casted. You couldn't ask for a better cast for this story. It's also based on a true story, so yeah, this was really good knowing that. And yeah, that kid, I was watching it. This really bugged me too. I had a stupid moment. The kid, his name was Lucas, and I was watching this guy. I'm like, yo, this kid looks like Tom Holland. I couldn't, like, it was bugging me so much. My brother was watching a little bit of it with me. He was like, yeah, I knew he looked like someone. This kid looks like Tom Holland. And when, you know, when I looked it up, I'm like, it was like, the kid is Tom Holland. Like, what the heck? So that threw me for a little loop. I was like, yo, this kid looks like Tom Holland, and who knows? What do you know? It is Tom Holland. But I mean, this movie came out a while ago, so yes, he was a bit young. And come to find out, he's actually the same age as me. He's 24, so shoot, I need to do whatever Tom Holland's doing. But yeah, he did a phenomenal job as a kid. You can see this. He's a really good actor. You know, we've seen him in the other movies, in the Marvel movies, and just in other things too. And then you had Evan Ewan I think it's McGregor. Sorry, I'm terrible at names. Forgive me, guys. But yeah, I've seen him in a lot of movies recently. And he's a really good actor. I've seen him do so many different roles and branch out his acting experience and stuff. And he perfect pick for this movie. And yeah, this movie was a really good disaster movie. This one's gonna keep you entertained. I think it's definitely worth a watch. I like this movie, you know. I like it. I can't really say nothing too much bad about it. Uh it was a lot of scenes where I'm like, you gotta suspend your disbelief. And I'm just like, wow, that's bullshit. That's bullshit. How did they survive that and this and that? But it's like when you take up the moral of the movie, which I'll talk about in my spoiler section, it makes sense. It makes sense. And seeing as it's based on a true story too, it makes sense. So that's where it was like I can't even say anything about that. Like I can't even make that a negative. This movie was a good disaster movie. I liked it from start to end. You know, this kid, you know, it's Lucas, he's going through this stuff and he has to be the big brother and step up and help his family out in every way. And you really feel for this kid because he's a good kid. And you really feel for this family, and that's one thing in every movie. You gotta feel for the characters. You can't just be like, I don't care, whatever, or it's not gonna be entertaining. You know, this was a good disaster movie. They acted it well. Everyone did their job, and that's why, you know, I'm gonna give this one a 5 out of 5. This was a great disaster movie. It's like, I don't even know if you want to call it a disaster movie. It's, you know, because it doesn't focus primarily on the disaster going on. It focuses primarily on what happens after the disaster, which I love about it. And yeah, it definitely gets you connected to the characters, connected to the story, and yeah, it definitely gives you some feels in there. So this was definitely entertaining for watch, something for you to watch with the family or watch with your spouse or anything like that. Yeah, so go check this one out. It's on Netflix. It's called, and yeah, let's get to the spoiler section, all right? Yes, we are at the spoiler section of The Impossible. And yeah, let me just get right into it. Like yeah, a lot of stuff going on with this movie. I just which I mentioned in my spoiler free part. I called a lot of throughout the movie. I called a lot of bullshit. It's like, how did this family just survive this whole thing? You know, and how did they, you know, get through this and that? How did they find each other and everything? But I mean, that's the moral of the story. That's why it has the title it has. And when at the end it says it's based on a true story, which I'm glad they put that at the end and not the start, you know, because a lot of movies like to put, oh, it's based on a true story. Yeah, I don't give a shit. But in this context, in this movie, I'm glad that they put it in the end. And yeah, it drives the moral of the story where it's like, this is impossible. They should not have found each other how they did, and the whole entire family survives, to the kids, to the mother, and to the father. It's just unlikely. It seems like an impossible story. If somebody told me that story, I'd call bullshit, just like I was calling bullshit throughout the movie, so forgive me. But yeah, this, you know, I like the moral of the story, because even, you know, with the father, and you see his journey, he meets another father, and the complete opposite happened. He loses his entire family, so he looks at that and he's like so grateful, and it's just like, yo, I have my whole family. I could have ended up like this. I could have ended up like these other people. We could have lost a family member, but they didn't. And even towards the end, I was like, okay, when are things gonna go wrong? But it doesn't. It has a sober and happy ending. They all get away and they're okay, you know. And I'm satisfied. I'm actually satisfied with that ending. You know, I'm satisfied with I was satisfied with the whole story and everything. And those wounds that the mother had, those were so crazy to watch. And that's what I was like, oh shit, with the whole when I was running on a treadmill watching this movie, like yeah, this has certain scenes that are hard to watch, and I'm glad they included them and they didn't shy away from them. And yeah, it just shows the family struggle after a disaster, and I'm glad that it focuses on that and not the actual disaster. And yeah, this one was good. This one was good. You guys tell me, what did you think about The Impossible? Did you like this story? Did you think it deserved a 5 out of 5? Were there negatives you could pull out of it? Do you think there was anything they could have done better? I thought this movie was fine, but you know, I could be wrong. And yeah, like, comment, and subscribe, and thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys on the next review.
Mediocre, everybody wanna be a rapper. You ain't real, but you play a role. Most of y'all pretty decent actors. I know real goons and they on the block. Hit it stained like they bleaching fabric. I'm a nice guy, but got a dark side. We could get it cracking like my